What's up, guys? JT Justice here, and today I wanted to talk to you about something that I've recently acquired and is pretty much one of my favorite pieces of comic book history ever. You may be wondering why I have a standing figure here of Mr. Casey Jones from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that is because today I want to talk to you about BAM! This is the first Raphael micro series issue from 1985, I believe is the year this came out. I could be wrong about the year, but it was definitely in the 80s when the Ninja Turtles comic book was reigning supreme, I should say. And this is the first appearance of Casey Jones right here. This would be the first time anybody would see Mr. Casey Jones. And, he became very, very popular in the world of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And as a kid, he was always one of my favorite characters in the TMNT universe. And before I get into this issue, I just want to talk to you a little bit about the original Turtles comic. It was a lot more grittier than the cartoon that came out, which pretty much anybody my age and maybe a few years older or a few years younger than me was probably more than likely obsessed with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It just took over the world when the cartoon came out. But before the cartoon, what a lot of people doesn't know is that the comic book had been going for years, and it was a lot more grittier. It was a black and white comic done by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. Laird, I think is how you pronounce his name. Layered, I do believe, and they came up with a comic book. One day they were just sitting around and they had the idea to draw it was a turtle that had nunchucks strapped to it. And then they worked off of that. It was based off of they took influences from Cerebus the Aardvark, which was David Sims' anamorphic comic character, and then they also took elements from Daredevil. And also Ronin, Frank Miller's Ronin. The artwork was very similar to Ronin, if you check out the covers from the old issues and whatnot. And but yeah, the comic book was going great, and then they decided to do one-shots of each character in the micro series. And this one right here, Raphael's, pretty much, if you've seen the first Ninja Turtles movie, the whole segment with Casey Jones is taken straight from this, like a lady gets mugged. We'll go ahead and do a little review of it here. The turtles are, this thing is in pristine condition also. My mother-in-law picked this up for me. Just a little shout out to her there. And this thing is in pristine condition though. Very, I would say very fine condition. Not even a crease in the page. So that's super cool. But it starts off with Raphael fighting, and the original comic was in black and white too, I forgot to mention. And the turtles, as you can see, look very different from what they would become. And in the original comic, they all had red bandanas instead of the orange, red, purple, and blue that we would come to know them by. Turtles are practicing, and Raphael gets mad just like he always does, with his temper. He almost kills Mikey, his best friend, not his brother. And almost kills Michelangelo, so he decides to go out and cool off. Just like in the movie, when he's up in the rooftops fighting, and Splinter's gone at this time. He's kidnapped, basically just like in the movie. Except not by Shredder in the comic. I do believe it was by the Utams. I think. I'm not for sure on that. I'll have to read up on that. But then you have Casey Jones. This right here would be the first appearance of Casey Jones. This panel. I don't own any of the rights to the Ninja Turtles or anything. They're owned by Nickelodeon, I do believe now, so don't flag me or anything on this. But first time you would ever see Casey Jones right there. He sees Raphael. Well, actually, a little interesting note here, this panel. I read somewhere that these two characters right here that are mugging this lady is actually the creators, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. Because somebody asked them if they'd ever drawn themselves in a comic. And I think that's them right there. Similarities anyways, if not. Then Casey Jones comes to the rescue, and he's more of like a Punisher type character, like where he wants to actually kill him, and then Raphael's like, you know, he wants to stop him because the Turtles are basically still superheroes. They just wanted to fight crime instead of actually killing people like Casey Jones kind of did. So him and Raphael just go at it the rest of the issue. Basically, he's chasing him all over New York. They're fighting, and basically at the last end of the comic, let me find the page here. Right here, they basically just like fought each other so much that they're both worn out, and Casey Jones decides to change his ways, you know, about trying to kill people, and they decide to team up. And then the last panel here, super awesome shot of them going to fight some crime together. So that was super cool. And this issue is amazing. Probably one of my hands down my favorite comic in my collection, I would say. And then you have a spread in the back here for Fugitoid, which is another offshoot or whatever you want to call it of the Ninja Turtles, about a robot. And but that's a whole nother video altogether, right? So check out the back cover there, super sweet. And this video is kind of setting up for another video that me and the fellow Males to Astonish is going to be doing probably next week, and where we talk about the new IDW TMNT series and all of its gloriness, because we love it. We give it thumbs up. But that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, do a shout out to us or something. Whatever you feel like doing. But that's it, guys. Thanks.